We used to have so much in common. We used to stay up till the dawn. Our love was like a theme song.
Hello out there, and welcome into Conscious Talk with me and Southern Goddess. I'm Keisha, and today we'll be speaking about
harmony. We talked about let's talk.
There
harmony.
you go.
Yes.
Harmony. Let's talk harmony. Go ahead, sis. Start out.
No, I was just gonna say, because with this harmony, we were discussing what we were gonna talk about yesterday, and I have my birth chart pulled up so that
Hold on, sis. Am I still there? My computer is doing some funniness, so please bear with me. Can you see me?
No, you're off the screen now, Sis Star, but it's good. As far as harmony today, I don't know if you're still pulling up your birth chart, sis, but I have mine up so that way we can have examples and stuff.
So I know most of my placements, but I can pull mine up quickly. I have a screenshot of it.
I do. I just, with me, it's just, I don't always necessarily remember the degrees, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
I don't always remember the degrees. So I have it pulled up just in case. So we can go ahead and get started with it, Sis Star. Kick off with that.
I guess my thought process when we were coming up with this segment of harmony is that we all want to live in harmony or some sort of peace where we're not having all these problems. And like I was talking to Sis here, and I was talking to her and telling her that harmony starts with, of course, everybody's heard self. But how do you understand yourself once you've been programmed with so much stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Your parents tell you to move this way. Society tells you to believe this. You're seeing on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, eat this way, do this way, do this way. How do we navigate through all of this to find self?
Ashe, sis. Come on now.
Okay. And the only way that I can think of with who I am is outside of spirituality, which has 100 million practices, religion, which puts you in a box and can also manipulate you in the way you think. With news, TV, television, of course, those are the same thing. And then your parents. Go to your birth chart.
Ashe. That's where the segment is coming in. And so since you look for the sun, the moon, and Mercury, right? For when you meet people.
When I talk to people, that's what I want to know, yes.
Yes, I also want to include the Mars and the Venus as well.
We did speak about that.
Especially if you are going to say if you're dating someone or you're interested in getting to know somebody on a romantic level, this is where the birth chart part come in. And I wanted us to use our birth charts, for example, because we both have sun sign in Aquarius. Both our moon is Earth, but you're a Capricorn Earth, I'm a Virgo Earth. And then every other placement is different. And we just been able to communicate with each other on that level because we understand where our placements are. This is how sis communicate. This is how my other sis communicate. This is how I live. This is where all the harmony comes from. Once you understand that, you'll understand how that person thinks, how that person talks, how that person receives, whether it's through listening or viewing it through their eyes. You can consume things through your eyes, nose, mouth, and ears, however. So that's where this is coming in at.
You'll also be able to tell how emotional they're going to be. A person who's got an emotional or water sign moon could be more emotional. That's not a good or a bad thing. It just lets you know that they could either get aggressive really quickly, because they don't want to deal with the crying and the this, or they might be somebody to cry a little bit easier. But also, you'll also know that people who have more emotions, they're sensitive to touch.
Yes, they are.
Very sensitive to touch, yes. So, knowing these about your partner will help you to ask the questions, is it okay for me to touch you? And are you okay to be touched? And how they want to be touched in certain ways as well. It opens up the door for us to get to know our counterparts so we can see them for who they are, but also so that we can understand how to communicate, or if this person is even going to be able to understand what's coming out my mouth.
Mm-hmm. Because people can take anything, however, based off of where their placement sits and everything. And while you were speaking, I'm thinking, you know those couples where, say, like, I'm gonna use one for example. Say, like, the gentleman could be a Leo with a Scorpio moon, and his wife could be a Virgo sun but has a Sagittarius moon, stuff like that. You definitely want to look at the birth chart and understand something, because as you know, because fire and earth don't go together.
They can. So this is what I will say is that they can, but it's going to take you being more consciously understood in how you maneuver around these people. So there are some placements in your Mercury that's going to make it a little bit more volatile for the people to speak together. So knowing this means that you'll be more conscious in what you're saying, because how you hear it and how they hear it is based off of your Mercury and your ego and your emotions. Think about it. If you hear something you don't like, you get emotionally engaged.
You're like, what?
And next thing you know, the ego's standing up. You can see it all happen. And if you know somebody's birth chart or you just know yours, then you ask somebody, hey, all I have to do is ask you your sun sign. And if your sun sign sits in a place that I know my sun sign don't see eye to eye with them, I'll kind of tiptoe around what I say when I talk to them.
Very much so, sis. Very much so. It takes me back because I shared this example with you. Me and my sister are both Aquarius sun. Okay. Mm-hmm. But my moon is Virgo. Her moon is Sagittarius. And I would tell my cousin and all my other family, don't send her to give me no bad news. Do not. Oh my God, sis. Imagine.
Energy's too fast.
Imagine you sleeping 2 a.m. in the morning. Your sister's calling and you wake up and you just got this hollering and screaming.
Action. Straight action.
Calm down. I don't like all that. My mom could deliver message to me a much more calmer way, where I was like, okay, I can process it better. Now
your mom's a Cancer.
Yeah, her sun's sign is Cancer. I can't remember her moon, but
it's okay. The water's gonna mute some of the fast.
Yeah.
Hold on, because my ear has got this really high pitched ringing in it.
Mine did that the other day, my right ear, and it was like for like a whole minute, and it was really loud.
Yeah, it's really still going.
Yeah,
but we still got to do this. But and it's my left ear.
It's part of what we're doing here.
It is. It really is. You're right. So if we want to find harmony, the best way to do it is to start learning. I know a lot of people don't want to learn astrology. It might be too complex or this or that or the other, but at the lowest level, understand the planets and how they affect you, because it'll start to show you more of who you are instead of somebody telling you who you are. Know thyself is what this is going to do for us.
Definitely your blueprint. I had a thought, maybe somebody might ask this: what if I'm interested in someone and I say, hey, where does this planet sit in your birth chart, so that we can start here on our journey, and that person is not open to sharing that birth chart. What do you do then? What do you do then? What is your advice on that, sister? Because I know you've given, some couples, some beautiful advice as well.
So this is what I will tell you. You can question and ask them, well, what keeps you from knowing yours? Mm-hmm. And most of the time you're going to get, well, I don't believe in that.
I often wonder, in the past, I don't now because I've been, too busy knowing thyself. I used to wonder, why wouldn't people be open to this? Because it's your blueprint, But again, probably, like you said, sis, it's probably too complex to understand.
It's been stripped from us.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay, so me and you sit in different generations. We've talked about this over and over again.
Yes.
And I'm closer to the baby boomers than she is, so let's put it like that.
Millennial.
We weren't really taught that. And so there are people who may have been. I'm not saying everybody wasn't, but if you run across somebody who says they don't believe in that, it's probably because they've never been introduced to it and they don't understand how it works in their life. So for me, I'm asking, if it's religious, I would tell them, then I'm sorry, but you don't know your book then.
I was just thinking that.
It's there.
Like, in the Bible.
It's in the Bible. It's obscured. It's not blatant, but it's in the Bible. The 3 wise men followed a star to get to Jesus. A star. 3 men followed a star. What were those men's position to know to follow that one star? Oh, it was the brightest in the sky. Okay, I get that. But why would they follow a bright star that's not moving?
Come on with the metaphor. We having a quick
You see what I'm saying? How are you following a star that's not moving?
All of that, sis. Do you think, sis, in some way, shape, or form, if they are aware of it and they do read the Bible, in some way there's some sort of fear mongering in it in some aspect?
So, to my knowledge of what I can remember of the Bible, it doesn't tell you not to believe in the stars. It never said that, but it never said practice Christmas and Easter either. Those are not in the Bible. Those holidays, those religious holidays are not there. Man put those in play.
They did.
Okay, man put all of that in play. It never told us. Matter of fact, there is a verse in the Bible, and I'm sorry because I don't know the numbers, but it does say that you're not supposed to chop down a tree and ordain it and bring it into your home. Nor are you supposed to wear jewelry. Nor are you supposed to eat pork. But they said after Jesus died for their sins that they were able to do all this. So my question was, in Islam, they don't believe that Jesus died for their sins, but their sins still are, they can still repent for their sins. You see what I'm saying? So we put things in and take things out according to what we hear, not always what we read. And so then you have the Christians that do abide by these. I don't follow that because it's not in the Bible. I only follow what's in the Bible. But because it's obscured, it's in a beautiful Shakespearean language, because King James decided that the Bible should be retranslated into that beautiful unspoken language. That is obscured. But the 3 men in the Bible that followed the star were astrologers.
Very much so. Very much so. And I really do feel like this is stuff that we should be taught even when we're young, in school. This is my opinion,
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I understand why they don't.
I figure, sis. Well, I feel like that should be the start, for kids to understand who they are as well as the parents knowing, what type of, child you have here is. That's the first way to start to knowing thyself. Why not start young? You know what I'm saying?
Because if you know yourself, you can't be programmed.
All of that is, of course, we know this.
To know yourself is to really understand who the creator is and why you're here, and to know that if I truly trust, isn't this what it says? Beyond the shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah, mustard seed.
Then yes, the mustard seed. Then you cannot manipulate me into doing some of the things that we've been manipulated into doing and believing.
I'll show, sis. I'll show. This goes back to the conversation I had with my mom. Goes back to
if I want you to move the way I want you to move, I have to take the whole understanding of a true belief out. So let's hide it under some beautiful language.
And they don't have all the books in the Bible anyway, right, sis? Because
so the Bible was not supposed to be a whole bunch of books. It was supposed to be one book, and it was supposed to be written by Jesus.
That's a big word. Suppose is a heavy word.
So I mean, if we really sit back and we think about it, the teachings of Jesus can only come from Jesus.
All of that. So this book is just another person's perspective.
It's many people's perspective based off of the zodiac sign, as a matter of fact, because the men that set his disciples all hold a place in the zodiac. And they don't overlap. It's one position per each one. And he is the sun, the Leo, the one that's ruled by the sun. So I mean, if
12 disciples, come on now, 12 disciples, 12 zodiac, come on.
You know, if you dig deep, and we start to understand what our planetary, we're the sun. So we sit in the place of Jesus. Not saying you are, but that's why he said to go within is to find the temple.
You have an inner sun. If you think of your chakras, you have an inner sun within you. That is where that stems from. The more you know thyself, the more that sun starts to illumine and illuminate and expand. And like sis here said, can't nobody put you in no box. You can't put me in the
corner. They can't tell you who you are
at all, because you know
they should not be able to come up to you and tell you who you are without you already knowing.
Come on, sis. I knew you were serious when you did like this. Now you should have did when Denzel Washington with the lips. That's it. You just needed that little touch right there. I got you though. I got you.
But seriously, nobody should be able to come up to you and tell you nothing. You should already know. You should already understand who you are, to the point of if somebody comes up and tells you that you did something that you know you're capable of, you can look at them and say, you know what, I probably did do that. Knowing me.
Yeah.
But if you know that it's something that you definitely would not do, not saying you're not capable of doing it.
Yeah, just, if you know you really didn't.
Yeah, if you know you're not going to do it, then you'll be like, nah, I'm sorry. You got the wrong person. That's not me.
That's all. That's them projecting. You just have strong discernment once you know yourself even more. Your discernment will be very, very strong. And your keen awareness will be very, very strong too.
Also, the understanding of when the universe hands you something, you're aware that you asked for it and you don't accidentally give it back.
I got a story for that too.
So do I.
Ashay.
You tell yours first.
With my story, because I do Uber, and with all the snow and stuff and ice on the ground, I had 3 reservations yesterday, and 2 of them canceled. One, the actual individual that booked it canceled. The other one, Uber canceled, because Uber assumed that I would be late to doing this reservation. Now me, I'm like, hold the fuck on now. I don't ever be late for nothing. How you just gonna make that decision for me? Okay, family, when I got on the road, it was a different story, okay? Because before then, I was like, I was using this as an opportunity. Like, oh my God, why did you take this? But when I got on the road, I was like, my universe knew what she was doing for me. She was looking at my safety. She was looking at everything, that could have possibly went. I don't want to say left because I'm on the left-hand path. I'm going to say right. Everything that could have went the other way. I'm grateful for my universe doing that. But, when, like I said in the beginning, I was looking at it as an opportunity, and I was like, I had to check myself. But I also remember when I said that, the universe was like, okay, so you want an opportunity? Let me send you 2, 3, 4, 5 more opportunities here. Are you gonna take those and get your ass on the road? No, y'all, I declined, and I brought my ass home, and I was like, I'm listening, universe. I see what you was doing. So yeah, I asked for it, but I also trust that my universe had my best interest, which was my safety.
Yes. We can't. So we ask for things in a willy-nilly state. Not you, but most people.
I wouldn't say it was willy-nilly, because I use these ride shares not just to, keep gas on me, but, it helps to circulate my finances and stuff. Like, I was thinking of that. I wasn't thinking of nothing else in that moment. So I'm gonna hold myself accountable in that sense. Yes, I was thinking willy-nilly in that moment because I wasn't thinking about the roads and how dangerous it was at the time.
Look how quickly, when we ask for stuff in an unconscious state, that we get it.
Yes.
Unconscious. People don't understand what the unconscious does.
Yes.
You just bypassed the whole conscious state, went into the unconscious mind and asked for something. And when you do that, which most people will believe it's willy-nilly, thinking or saying something without thought process, you get it quicker that way.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when you get it, most of the time you're not conscious of it. So when it's given to you, you give it back.
Yes.
But do the books not say ask and it shall be received?
Yes, it does.
So when you ask for something and the universe gives it to you, you give it back, then it goes and it takes it away from you. If we know who we are consciously, we know that once you are conscious of who spirit is, when you ask, it shall be given. Sometimes we just don't know how quick.
Yeah, it ain't always going to be like
Lately
right away.
Quick.
I noticed when it happened right away for me, because I can pick up when it's a test versus this is the actual door. Yesterday was a test. That was a test. So, I hear you, universe. I hear you. Do you think it, girl? Do you?
I had my moment today.
Oh,
I had my moment today. Yes. Even though I thought yesterday I was, providing myself a cushion, I still found out very quickly. But the only thing I could say is that I'm glad I can think as quick as I do, because as soon as I ran into the situation, I was like, this is how we're going to handle this. And it's going to work.
Yes.
So I'm not going to think nothing else about it.
That's it.
And once I did everything I needed to do and took care of the situation, just so that I wasn't going to sit by myself and mule over it, I was like, look, let me call somebody so they can keep me from that being on my mind.
Yes.
And it took place just like that. And I was like, we have to learn that when the book says through a mustard seed of faith, we have to have that faith times 10.
Yes.
But most people don't have it because they don't know themselves well enough to be able to have it. They only know the person they were told to be.
All of that, sis, which is why we're here sharing with you, telling you, pull your birth chart, read. Hey, sis does human designs, guys.
Yes.
Look at that. Understand.
Look at your human design.
Yes.
Look at your astrological birth chart. Why? Because it's going to tell you about you. It's your blueprint. It's your thumbprint. The creator didn't put us here without some type of knowledge. We don't have to be dumbfounded in these ways, because the creator gave us information on ourselves. And whether you believe it or not, this is my challenge to you. If you don't believe, try it. What they say, F around and find out?
Yes, come on.
I don't care, sorry, but F around and find out. And then tell me. And then come tell me I still don't believe in this. I tried it for 45 days, reading my planets, the dark side, the light side, because there is a moon side and a sun side, and it still doesn't resonate with me. And then I'll say, okay, then maybe you're one of the, it's 8 billion people, you're the 0.0000000000001 that this doesn't work for, because it will tell on you.
That's a lot of zeros. And let's talk about that, sis. We did discuss this a few rises ago, how some people would always pick out the the dark portions of a zodiac. I don't read this because horoscope says this, and this. There's a dark side and a light side. You need both to have balance within yourself. Your light and dark sides are your masculine and feminine aspects. that you need to know and understand so you can have that balance within self.
So you can walk in as a true person and stop thinking you moving in all light and you showing most of your darkness.
There you go.
Some of us be sitting around looking at you like, you got a mask on, but you can't see that it's slipping.
Yeah, I've seen people masks go like this, it'll be like this, and they still talking to you, and you be like, damn, that motherfucker just slide.
This is me. I be looking at them like, what am I looking at, man? Because something ain't adding up. Your words and your actions, they're not lining up, but you can't see it, but I can see it.
Very much so. Very much so.
No, both sides of you, the dark side, the light side. Most people will tell you, oh, I don't like this sign because of this, and this. And it's always the negative side. So what's the positive side to that zodiac sign? Because we're not all positive and we're not all negative. I'm an Aquarius and I know my deepest, darkest secrets.
All of that. You should. Hell, I know mine too. Hey, think of a battery. Do a Duracell battery have all positive on it? No. There's a negative and there's a positive side on the battery for the battery to work.
Yes. We have planets that are we have planets that get shined on from the sun on one side. They might not have a moon, but there's a dark side because the sun can't hit all the sides. We learned that in science.
All of that.
We're just like yin and yang. We have a dark side and a light side. And once you understand those, you understand that you will show different sides to different people based off of who they are. And if you've ever come into an energy where you said, I don't even know this person, but I don't like them, it's because one of their planets and one of your planets are maleficent together.
Come on now, sis. You can feel that energy.
Yes.
That energy. All of that.
Yes. So let's learn who we are, not who people can tell us we are. If you come up to me and I don't like Aquarius because they think they know it all, you know what? That's not a bad thing, sweetheart. That's a very good thing.
Very much so. Like my story, what I was telling you, sis, when I first, met the group that I was with the painting and the twists and stuff like that. I let them know I'm a weird individual, and I love it. And one girl was like, "Why would you call yourself that?" And the other girl was like, let me do this for you, sister. I'm like, okay, go ahead. She was like, I understand Southern looks weird as a beautiful thing versus the other young lady. However, she looked at weird, the word weird, it probably was brought to her in a negative sense. I know both sense of that word, but I've taken on both of, but I love it. It's still beautiful, light or dark to me.
And see me, I don't see myself as weird. I see other people as weird.
I love to be different.
And when I say that, it's only because I feel like I'm being me. Mm-hmm. So why are you not being you? That's weird. That's what I consider weird.
Okay,
but we have our Mercury sit in different places.
I was just saying that yours is Aquarius, mine is Capricorn, and we also talked about this as well.
Yes, you're very disciplined in how you speak. Yes,
that and the words that we use. Yes. It's the same word, different meaning, but you knew what I was saying.
Yes, I understood what you were saying because everybody says Aquarius is weird and quirky. So yes, I'm able to understand what sis is saying. And I come back behind her to let her know what my version of weird is. And I think other people are weird because they're not being themselves. You're programmed. You're walking in somebody else's shadow. And how can spirit even bless you if you're walking in somebody else's shadow?
Yeah.
Get out the woodline.
All of that shit, to me, that's corny as hell. Same thing as the word weird. You know what I'm saying?
Get out the woodline. You see what I'm saying? Come into your own light. Come into your own essence. Stop letting people tell you who you are. Stop letting people write your book. Stop letting people write your story. They're not reading your story. They're writing your story. Why would you let somebody else write your story?
What I be saying, if you don't get your keys back and drive your own spaceship and stop playing with me, okay?
Seriously. Most of the time, people can only tell you about you from what they see on the outside. They don't know what your intent is. And sometimes when I'm serving myself, it don't look good to everybody else, but it's for me to do. It's for me to do. And I have to move in my own essence to be able to get everything I'm supposed to do. I'm not trying to hurt other people, but what I am trying to do is live a comfortable life here as long as I have to be here, because Earth can be uncomfortable to some of us because y'all got all these rules.
Didn't they book say make heaven here on Earth or something like that?
Wait, but look. My Uranus sits square to my sun, which is going to make me more rebellious than most people, which is what Aquarius is known for. And y'all got a lot of rules down here on Earth that don't make no sense.
I want to see.
None.
Let me see. Your Uranus squares to your sun. Oh my God. So my Uranus conjunctions Neptune. It
conjuncts Neptune?
Yeah.
That's your aspect?
Yes, I'm looking at it. My Uranus sextiles my Lilith, and it trines my ascendant, which is Virgo.
Okay, so
when you speak like that, I'm like, hold on, let me pull my chart. This is the part, y'all, when I was like, I'm still learning this because
No, you're good, because I have a lot of squares with Uranus. Uranus makes me, I think, well, I do have some Saturn stuff too, but if people know, Aquarius is led by both Saturn and Uranus. One is our traditional ruler, and Saturn is our traditional ruler. Uranus is our present ruler. So we have two rulers. These two planets don't really see eye to eye with each other. One is discipline and one is rebellion. They're very opposite.
And since
they're very opposite.
Crazy about that, my Saturn conjuncts Neptune as well. It also sextiles Pluto, and it trines my ascendant as well. So my Saturn and Uranus still work.
Yeah, you're a Saturn-led Aquarius.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I told you. I was put here to be rebellious. You was put here to follow the rules.
My rules.
Yeah, you was put here to follow the rules, and I was put here to break them.
I follow my rules, guys.
Yeah, you follow your rules. But I'm an Aquarius the rules here on Earth don't make no sense. And if people sit back and really think about it, a lot of the rules don't make any sense.
And you know what else?
But we abide by them because of the box they put us in. And if you don't abide by them, you're either going to jail or you're paying a lot of money. But these rules were put in place for people to break them so that they can do these things to you.
Why are you breaking the rules? Because this came to mind. I'm a rule creator, okay? I create my own rules. So you're like, sis, that don't make sense. I know that don't make sense. I'm finna make a rule for this because that don't make sense. I'm making a rule for me to follow because that don't make sense.
You were supposed to be with me because I will tell you, I question everything. I tell anybody who comes around me, I am an Aquarius who is going to question everything.
You should.
And not only am I going to question it, if I think it makes sense, I'm going to experiment to see if it works.
And 9 times out of 10, sis, who am I? If it ain't something that I created, that's not for me. Okay, maybe it's for the other ones, but that's not my experience. If it's for you, and I love that for you.
Yes. So when you know who you are, you can see the universe working for you in your favor.
Very much.
There's no way, shape, or form that you can't see it. Matter of fact, you'll start to learn how to command the universe to give you more of what it is you want.
And watch it happen. Beautiful.
Yes. But what we have to realize is that we can't be power hungry and we can't be greedy. But when they say that, it means that when the universe provides you with something, you provide the people with something. It's not merchandise. It's more or less when I find out something that's positive in my life and I know it works, I'm going to give it out to everybody else who's willing to listen, because if they try it, they'll see it start to work with them. Yeah. I've just not only given them something that the universe has given me, but the universe is also going to provide me with more of what it is, because I'm giving you the understanding. It's up to you. can't. I can lead the horse to water, but I can't make him drink it.
That's and that is why we have conscious talk here. We're sharing our knowledge, our wisdom, our experiences, giving you examples of what worked for us, what didn't work for us. Sis is a Uranus Aquarius led. I'm a Saturn Aquarius led. And you see how it works with us together. We have so many other placements that's not on the same spectrum, but because we both like to study astrology and we both sit here and talk about our birth charts, we're able to communicate. Do we always agree on everything? No, but I understand why sis sees this way. She understands why I see this way, and we can still put that mutual respect with each other.
We also take the time to explain. Yes. But this is where people can get explaining and sometimes explaining between two planets in Mercury that might not see eye to eye could seem like it's an argument.
There you go.
It shouldn't be an argument. It should be a, hey, this is who I am and this is why I say this. Kind of like our version of weird. This is why I say it's this way. This is why I do things this way, and it's okay for me to be this way. Do you accept it? Do you accept me the way I am? And I'm giving you the choice to say, we don't, you know what? I really don't like to say, I don't like the saying, let's agree to disagree, because to me, that just seems like you're dismissing what I'm saying. No. It does. It's a way of dismissing that I don't want to hear this no more. And instead of saying, I can understand the reason why you see it your way and allow you to be that person, and you can allow me to see it my way.
That's why I love to ask questions when I'm speaking with people. Like, again, I ask a lot of freaking questions, okay? But I love to ask questions because it gives me an understanding of the individual. I may not see or, still resonate with whatever your belief is, but I'm like, okay, I can see why, you feel the way that I can see why that you believe that and this, that, and third, and still have
think about if you're
love for you still. There's no love lost.
Think about if you're talking to somebody who don't know themselves, sis.
It will be different.
It is. The questions that we ask there's no answers. Sometimes there's a do 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 do. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't. How am I supposed to answer this? I don't know. That's the first thing you get. Soon as I get, I don't know. I know that person isn't aware of themselves in that department.
Or sis, they could, pick something up and get the wrong perspective. Instead of asking clarifying questions, they keep that perspective. That's not my fault. That's not your fault. That is actually the individual fault for not asking.
Yeah, jump into conclusions.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So we know that we can just explain ourselves, and I say, okay, sis, that's how you feel about it. This is how I feel about it, and we don't have to bring it up, or because of the way I am, I will, if I bring it up and it could sound like I'm harping on the situation, I will say, hey, look, sis, this is why I'm using this, or this is why I'm talking about this right now. Because I don't like for people to feel like, I get a lot of people who say that I sound like I'm talking down to them. I've had friends that have told me that I was talking down to them, or that I'm on a soapbox. And it hurt my feelings, because I've never seen myself above anybody. I don't think the way my planetary placements sit, it won't allow me to sit above anybody. Because I see us as humans, and just because we are humans, I don't care what your color is. I don't care if you speak a different language. I don't care if you're, disabled or not disabled, or whatever your case may be. I see us all on the same playing field.
Again,
now mentally,
yes, we are the creative, experiencing different versions of ourselves.
But being a human means that we've all been through our fair share of everything, or nothing at all. But we still breathe without having to tell our bodies to breathe, unless we have a machine. But even still, you see what I'm saying? Our heart still pumps. Our vibration is still here.
Yes, indeed.
And whether you know it or not, just the breath in your mouth is the creator's name coming off the breath. So you don't have to be a believer. I'm still going to look at you as an equal because you're here, you're human. And you didn't say, hey, you didn't ring a bell and say, it's my turn. And if we did, we don't remember. So we're all going through an experience, a human experience, not understanding what it is we are, how we got here, what we are, or why we're here. But what I do know is that we can live in harmony. We just have to understand ourselves well enough to understand the person in front of us, around us, behind us, and understand that we don't all have to do harm to each other.
No, again, like I said, we are the creator experiencing itself in many, many different forms. I don't want to be like sis. Sis don't want to be like me. If we were exactly the same, that would be boring as hell. Okay, what am I supposed to learn from you if we exactly the same? What are we supposed to exchange if we are exactly the same? There's nothing there.
We can't. But we're too busy trying to have power and authority over each other. Why?
You should have power and authority over yourself. Fix your own square. Fix your square. Ground yourself.
Turn it into a triangle or a circle if you want to. But
whatever.
Be who you are. What is power and authority anyways? Manipulation? You can't be happy if you got power and authority over a whole, but how happy can you really be? I just don't see there being happiness in controlling people because there's no authenticity in the room.
Just thinking that if you don't get up out my brain, I was just thinking that because I was like, ain't no way in hell somebody with all that power and authority is happy. Like I'm looking like, why would you have that? Like you're unhappy.
You gotta be the most miserable person on the face of the planet.
That's what I believe, god darn it. Like for you to have all that power and authority over, why would you want power and authority over someone else anyway? Because in my thought here, I don't ever want to do something or in a way to make somebody feel like they have to do something. You're your own person. You have free will.
Yeah, because now think about it. If you got all the power and authority and this and that and other, you're in a room with people who's just trying to please you, people please you. So your love is not authentic. It's not truly yours. It's because you've either scared them into loving you. And so that's not authentic. They're ready to die so they can get away from you.
I'm gonna keep that thought I just had in my head to myself. I'm gonna say it after we get off here because I had a thought.
People don't understand. You can't be happy in a room full of people, of puppets.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of yes men.
What kind of life would that be? No authenticity anywhere.
I don't want no yes mans around me. I want you to be authentically you.
Yes, please be authentically you so I can make the choice.
All of that.
Do I really want to be in a room with you or do I want to walk away?
All of that. I used to say this as well, true friends for me. You know me, and I know you. You can be like, hey sis, what's going on with you today and stuff like that. I want real friends that could pull me to the side and say, sis, I see you this rising. You don't seem like yourself today. Have those conversations. A yes man will probably just kiss your feet and ass and move on. I don't want that.
Yes, but this is when a yes man is not around you. At that point, they can really be themselves and be like, I ain't worried about them. I could care less about what happens.
At all, sis. Can you imagine if that person transitions
when they're around you?
Can you imagine if they transition and then nobody shows up to, your celebration? I don't feel you should mourn at a funeral. That's my opinion. But this personal transition out of their physical form, to me, that's a celebration. Imagine you transform, scared everybody around you and nobody really themselves. And then you experience that by yourself. There's no one celebrating you and stuff like that.
Even if they're there, since we're vibrational, you could be there in body and not be there in vibration because you've been forced to be there. And so once you're back into your energetic form, you get to see all the energy that wasn't filling you. And you get to understand why it didn't fill you. I don't want to digress into that, but what I do want to say is that maybe we should learn to check our own energy first, because power, I mean, really, we don't have to be powerful over anybody. We're powerful by ourselves. We don't have to allow somebody to tell us how to live in our own box when we can find ourselves in that own box. See, the thing is that most people aren't deciphering their books and saying the creator put us here for a reason. So why would the creator not provide everything for us? Why did we grab onto somebody's coattail and let them tell us how this is supposed to go? Tell us how we're supposed to worship. Tell us how we're supposed to think. Tell us who to shun and who not to shun. Why would the creator put these people here for us to shun them?
All of that shit.
Why would the creator create Black people so they could be enslaved and be shunned? It wasn't that. It was about the learning understanding of you're a powerful being in your own essence. But if you follow and grab onto somebody else's coattail, you can only have the life that they provide for you.
All of that, you're living their manifestation. Thinking about nature. Does nature, the animals and trees, do you see them worried about food and shelter and stuff? Like, it's already automatically provided for them.
Right. But you know, we got stingy.
Yes, we did.
See, I got an apple tree. So if I have an apple tree,
don't forget, stingy and wasteful.
Stingy and wasteful. Look. The law is that if I have an apple tree in my yard and it falls over into my neighbor's yard, that they can't pick them apples, although those apples in their yard. But you're not picking those apples. You're not picking those apples either, because it's on the other side, on the other yard, in the other yard. So why not share? If one eat, we all eat.
Come on now.
Did it not say that the earth was provided for us for shelter and everything? So we were already put in a garden that we dismantled. So they made you think that the Garden of Eden was some beautiful place outside of here, when this is the Garden of Eden, and we tore it up.
Very much so, sis. When you speak, sis, and I be having like these visuals, and I'm like, God, she's in my brain again. Like, see how that works? You see how that works?
Yes.
Very much.
We were already put in a garden, not heaven on earth. We was put in the Garden of Eden. The Creator told us He would provide everything that we needed for us. All we had to do was believe. And then somebody put a whole bunch of beautiful words around that and shadowed over the fact, and then we lost our way.
And then but
if you really think about it, we're humans. All they had to do on the face of this planet was to look up at the map that's above our head. A whole map.
And maintain the earth and all that stuff. That was it. That was simple ass instructions. Simple. And they slapped the price tag on everything. And here, this is our manifestation. You do this instead. Follow our rules instead. Don't look at your stuff. We got you right here. We'll do it all for you. And got complacent and relied on some other system rather than our own.
Yep. They took the astrology away because your first humans on the face of the planet, I don't care where they were, they had to learn how to read that map because there was nothing else at night for them to look at. And once they started to see the transition of the planets, which are the actual stars that move, then they were able to follow those. And yes, some of them are very visual to the naked eye, but think about it. If we didn't have all these light sources up there, we'd be able to see our whole map over the face of our planet that we would be able to take pride and luxury in, because we didn't create that. The Creator created that. And it could be looked at as a clock, or it could be looked at as a message in the sky, but man didn't create that. And those planets aren't just out there to be jingle bells and Christmas ornaments for it to just light up the sky. There is something that is in those stars. And when you learn how to read them, then you get to find your place in those stars.
Very much so. You understand your purpose here. What is it you're supposed to learn on this Earth school? Because that's basically what it is. We're still in school, learning ourselves, learning what it is that we're supposed to provide, not just for ourselves, but for our community too as well, sister. Because each and every one of us, when we work on ourselves, we are contributing to the community, especially when you're doing the inner work. Some way, shape, or form, you're still contributing to the community, which is why we're bringing up astrology, which is why we're bringing up looking at your birth charts. You know, you heard me and sis talk about our differences in our birth chart, but even with that, we're still able to have some sound communication. We understand each other. In a sense, yes.
So here, I challenge you all that are watching this. Find your birth chart.
Mm-hmm.
There is one vital piece of information you'll need to get an accurate birth chart, and that is your birth time. Some people have a hard time getting it. I know if you were born in the United States, it should be on your birth certificate, but some people don't have it on their birth certificate.
Really? I didn't know that.
There are some people who don't have it on their birth certificate.
I knew those that were like baby boomers back in it, because I had a grandmother. I don't know if she might be, but I had a grandmother. They had her whole birthday wrong for like a whole decade because she didn't have a birth chart or anything. She thought she was born in 1 month, but she ended up finding out she was actually born in July, and they didn't, record her birth time. So that was the only thing. She just had the actual date, and that was it.
There are some people who don't have a birth time. If you're born overseas, if you're American that was in the military that was born overseas, you might not have it either. Hopefully somebody wrote it down for you. But for any newcomers who are just coming up, who might be having babies and stuff like that, make sure you get the birth time of your child. That is important so that you can pull up an accurate birth chart. But you can get a birth chart if you know within a few minutes, within a few hours. You might have to ask your mom. Hopefully she remembers, because some of us
have
don't
your birth chart filed in somewhere, some filed in folders and stuff like that. Girl, I got that birth chart way somewhere. I asked for my birth chart in high school. Not my birth chart, but my birth certificate in high school.
Yeah.
My mom gave me everything. All my birth certificates, the live birth, my social security card, everything. Oh, this all you. Here you go. Not even a copy. She gave me everything. So I have
So look on there and see if you have it. But you can use a roundabout time, or if you don't know your birth time, there are birth charts that will still come up with something for you. That'll give you something to start with. And how you will be able to finagle those is once you start to get to know yourself good, especially if you already know your sun sign, start understanding your sun sign on its dark side and its light side, not just for what people told you. Start looking into this stuff. And then you'll be able to start to feel water sign emotions, once you start digging deep. But what I challenge you to do is pull up your birth chart and get in touch with it. And just start learning it.
I do have a question. I have my astrology books way in my bedroom. I don't know if you had any books that you would like to share at this moment. I will incorporate the books that I have in the description below, so you guys can have your own books and stuff like that. Ooh, sis,
I'm gonna start with one of the easier ones that I started with.
Okay.
And this one is How to Be an Astrologer.
I love it.
I think I bought this book twice because I left it somewhere. I move a lot.
Okay.
But this is the second time, and I do believe that I was able to find it on Amazon. The first time I bought it, I think I bought it in Barnes and Nobles.
Okay.
But it's called How to Be an Astrologer, and it basically looks like this.
I like that cover. I definitely love that cover.
So it probably had a paper cover on it as well. Most of them do. I don't like those because they get to slipping off of stuff.
Yeah.
So I probably removed it, but that's it. And that's an easier one to be able to get your hands on.
Okay.
But any book on astrology, just to start getting yourself immersed into reading, understanding, I would tell you to stay kind of away from the horoscope books.
Yes.
But I actually started out with them at a young age, like in my late teens, like 18, 19, early 20s. I would read those, but they read me. I could read mine and say, most people would be like, mine don't read me, but mine would read me.
I love that, sis.
And I couldn't understand why. Why is this book able to tell me this much about myself? Why is my circumstances in a book? And that's where I actually started it with this, but it didn't stick. It was just something fun to read. And I don't even know when I just started getting into it all over again, but
when it comes to,
it just came. It picked up, and next thing I know, I was like, oh snap, this really does help me to understand why I made this decision, why I do this, why I've been in these type of relationships, some of our family trauma, why, knowing that my moon is in Capricorn. I've never really been one to say that I've had trauma. Somebody had to open my eyes to it. I thought that was normal. And I still think it's normal, because I know that the people who were around me, who people say traumatized them, they were supposed to do what they did to put me where I am. So if
you understood, it happened for you, not to you.
Yes, it happened for me because it needed to happen. I came in with these planetary makeup, and like my mom giving birth to me and me having a Capricorn moon meant that one of my parents was going to have to fall into that category to make my moon stick. And that's funny, because your moon will describe how your parents were to you in some way, shape, or form.
Well, sis, with that, because I don't know my biological father, and my moon is Virgo, so are you... Damn. Explain that a little bit more, because that intrigues. I've heard that before. I've heard that.
I'll have to get you offline, because I'll have to pull up the book. But a Capricorn moon says that the parents were either really strict, distant, the child felt like they were abandonment. Okay. But I never felt abandoned from my parents.
You didn't.
But I know somebody else who has a Capricorn moon who did feel abandoned. Mm. You see what I'm saying? So my emotions set where my parents... I had a Capricorn parent who brought in some strict rules. And by me being a Uranus-led Aquarius, I'm supposed to break the rules. But because Saturn is strict in some places, I didn't like getting my butt whooped, so I followed the rules, which turned me into a very loyal Aquarius, which is where I'm supposed to be. And it's funny to be able to break it all down now and to see how it worked out with my planets. People don't understand. You're not traumatized. You're going through something you were supposed to go through to put you on the path you're supposed to be as a spiritual being here on Earth. I can't prove that to you, but your birth chart can.
Yes, and hey, it could sound so fucked up, depending on the experience you experience. However, I know family is easier said than done. We still have to look at those experiences as it happened for me and why.
Yes, and if you look up, you'll see that a lot of your relationships around you still mirror that. Why? Because you haven't come into who you're supposed to cut the riffraff out. I love my family. You see what I'm saying? I love them dearly, but there are some of them that I can be around, and then there's some of them that I'm not supposed to be around.
And that is completely okay. That is complete. My friends say, I don't be like that. That's your cousin. Stuff like, oh no. If I don't feel that I'm not supposed to be around that energy for me, I'm not gonna be around that. I'm gonna love you from afar, but other than that, no. I just.
But you gotta be authentically you. If you're still trying to put on me, your parents taught you to do this and your parents taught you to do that. Yeah, because that's all they knew. Mm-hmm. When I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became an adult, I'm able to think as an adult. To think as an adult means that I can think for myself. It's not about what my parents raised. My parents raised me to believe what they believe. They raised me to be in their essence. They raised me to be a good kid to them. They didn't raise me to be an adult. And then once I became an adult, I had to find out who I am without them saying, oh, no, you can't do that. No tattoos, no piercings, no this, no that, no the other. But I like that. So why can't I?
All of that. I'm not trying to be in your shadow. What you say, if you're in somebody's shadow for so long, the universe can't see you? Is that what? Yes. You
can't give me what I deserve because I'm behind my parents. Hide it. My mom them said do this.
Peekaboo, can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not my parents. My parents are my parents, and they're the people they are because that's who they choose to be, or they're still in their parents' shadow. I don't know. But me, this is who I am. And I like to be me authentically.
Shay. Another thing, family, I want to share 2 websites where you can pull your birth chart. I use Cafe Astrology, and I also use Astroseek.
I put her on Astro Seeker because it's great.
Well, since I had an account already, but when we were doing it together, you were able to show me like how much in depth it is.
Yes.
Like that, and I utilize either or as well as my books. Also,
but hold on, I got to do this before I forget. You know me,
yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's that Gemini quick thinking. Thanks to Sis on Astro Seeker, there is a symbol that we did not know is the circle with a cross in the middle of it. Go look for your fortune. See what house it is. See where your fortune lies. Because if you can find out where your fortune lies, then you can exploit your own birth chart to do what it is that will light you up and bring you money in.
Your happiness.
Or bring you happiness.
Yes. We were talking
not all about money, but it is about that happiness. Yes. And go find out where it is and live life in your joy.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So shout out to you for that because I had no clue.
Well, gratitude, sis. Again, guys, I had questions. And, me and sis are so deep into this together. It's like when we talk, we're studying together. And I was like, this is the person I could talk to about this. I wanted sis to notice this because I was like, the fuck is this? This ain't no sun. What is this? And I was looking through my books. I could not find it. And I was like, maybe sis can find it in one of her books or something like that. So I brought it up. Also, that's why I brought it up. Use your books as well as your human design, sis. If they want a human design, could they come to you? If not, how would they be able to get that?
I would tell them right now, I'm rusty in it right now. I haven't been doing human design for a little bit. I've been more mentoring and talking to people about their birth charts. But what I will say is pull up a human design. The first 2 levels I do know about in human design. I would like to get all of the levels, but right now, it just astrology is where I hold you. But astrology is still in human design, but human design will bring out another portion of who you are. It will tell you if you're a sound leader, if you're a micromanager. It's going to tell you. It's going to tell you where your money lies. But I didn't find a human design. The way the lady broke down where my money lied didn't coincide with what my birth chart said. And my birth chart resonated more because I had somebody break mine down.
Okay, that makes sense.
But not to say that what she said wasn't true. It just didn't resonate as strong. But human design will tell you where your energy centers are open and or defined. I have an open head center and an open ajna. Makes me a real Aquarius because I'm very open-minded. It'll let you know what energy centers you're running off of. If you're an empath, if you're open in your spirituality, if you're already defining your spirituality, it's going to tell you all these different things. And it's a beautiful understanding to be able to put the 2 together and see the energetic side to you versus the planetary aspect sides of you. I love it.
Very beautiful.
All of this stuff can be Googled. You can find the charts on Google, and you still need a birth time. That's very important.
With the birth time, guys, I noticed it does give you like the degrees and everything. What degree was your sun in, what degree is your moon in, and all that stuff. Don't ask me about that. I understand it depends on.
We're not there yet, but we're learning.
Yeah, we are. Like we said, let's learn together. Let's learn.
Yeah, but you need to pull up a birth chart first so that you can see when we're talking about the sun, the ego, the ascendant, what your avatar. People talking about black note, crack note. Some people have an ascendant that ages slowly. and you have to know where those ascendants lies. There are planetary aspects that, like, I didn't know Capricorn kids are usually sick in their early years.
I remember you sharing that with me.
Yes, if you have strong Capricorn placements in your personal planets, you could have been a sick child or had some type of illness, hay fever, whatever, asthma. I have a Capricorn rising and a Capricorn child. She got sick in her early years. I have a Capricorn child with the Gemini ascendant. She was sick in her early years. I'm finding these things out kind of help you to brace what you may have to go through. But there are some, when you go through these things in early ages, there's positives on the back end. You see, when we start to believe this stuff, we start to manifest our lives a little bit better. Understanding your ascendant is your avatar. It does still have some frequencies on the way you move, the way you live, and stuff like that. But of course, your ascendant is going to be the avatar, the way it moves, the way it walks, the way it jives, but your ego is going to be your personality, your imprint on this body. And you need to know these things, understand what it looks like for you and why you are who you are. The better you understand you, the better you allow other people to be who they are around you.
You have more compassion and understanding of who they are. Okay, I get it. They're still in this phase right now. I was once there, now I'm here, so.
That one.
Very much so. Very much so.
That one.
Very much so.
That one. So your sun is your ego. You need to know that. Understand your sun. Your Mercury is the way you think. And once you learn your Mercury, you can kind of put the two and two together, how they link themselves together. Your moon is your emotions. I'm leaving out Mars.
That's how you fight. That's your actions and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mars is gonna be what rattles you, what makes you upset.
Well, let's Venus, how you love.
Venus is how you love, but Venus is gonna be what you see beauty in, how you make your money in some areas. You see what I'm saying? But your very personal planets are what you want to learn. When you start getting into your relationship situation, then you'll see why you're attracted to certain people. Your aspects will also, but that's getting more deep into it. First, just find out what your ego looks like, what your Mercury looks like, and what your emotions look like, because them ran together is going to be how you act when you're outside your house, whether you know it or not.
And when you're able to do that, you're able to, what we say, you can communicate in a harmonious way. Okay,
Yes.
Have that understanding within yourself, as well as, like I said, you'll have compassion for others around you. Then in that point, you'll also understand not every situation needs a response. You know what I'm saying? Some situations is just supposed to, because there are times when you don't know yourself and it might rattle your feathers, and that's when your Mars signs start to kick in and you want a response.
The good thing is what's funny for me is I started laughing at it. If it seems like it's something that can really, I just laugh at it, because I really just don't. If you're older than me, and I'm not saying I'm old, so what I'm saying is that if your age is 1 year plus older than mine, then and you're crashing out, that's a lot of energy that you're just your life force.
Yeah.
Your energy is your life force. Why are you pushing that much life force out there? You're depleting yourself of your life. Why?
Sis, question with that, because we talked about that before, because they want to talk this, they don't know it. Can we still hold them? I in my mind say yes. Still hold them accountable for that as well, even if they don't know or they wasn't taught. Talking about.
Yes. Why would you not? Because this information is universal knowledge. Like I said, this is not something that man put in a book, although this is how you're going to learn it, is by looking through a book. But you got to apply it, because if you don't apply it, then you can't get you get the knowledge, you just don't get the wisdom. And what good is knowledge without wisdom? You can have all the knowledge in the world and still be the dumbest person in the room.
Come on now.
You have to have wisdom and knowledge go hand in hand. So once you get the knowledge from the book, now you got to go apply it so that you can actually see it. But man didn't create those stars and those planets up there. See, everything on earth that we consume, we buy, we this, we that outside, well, even food now, because it's genetically modified and all that bull crap. But everything that is on the earth came from the earth, right? Everything that's on the earth came from the earth, and we consume, we go and buy all these different things with money that man made. We buy objects that man made, and we utilize we fight, we kill all over man-made stuff.
Yep.
But the planets and the stars is creation. It's creator made.
Yes, indeed. Most definitely.
If you can learn to interpret that map up there just for your own self, you can learn to move outside of man-made and move into creation-made.
All of that, and they won't put baby in the corner.
And then we don't have to sit here and beg somebody to start putting their life on the line to relieve us of this box we've been put in. The box just falls away.
Yeah.
How about that? Because if you can no longer be controlled, then once the masses gets on an understanding of one man can't control us, two men can't control us, three men cannot control a room full of people versus 3 men, 5 men, 20 men trying to control 1.8 billion people or 8 billion people or whatever. You see what I'm saying? At this point, the box falls away and life becomes what it's supposed to be. We live in our purpose. We do what we're supposed to do. We already know we're capable of all the nasty, dark craziness because it's already been done. We've seen it all.
Yes, we have.
We've seen all the craziness.
And it gets recycled.
And we've seen it. And this is the thing is, it's been done to everybody, black, white, and everything in between. We've seen the craziness. So now what does it look like to know that we know what the crazy looks like, but we don't want to deal with it no more. We want to move into a more pleasant way of understanding. We get to know what that map out there is saying. And then we get to say the creator left that mark.
Yeah.
Not pen. It's not a pen. It's not pencil. The creator made that mark and we're following it to the T.
Ashe, family. Ashe. Hopefully you guys got something from this. I'm going to say firmly that you did get something from this because we gave you guys some knowledge. Sis said on the book here. I'm going to incorporate my books below in the description as well. Pull your birth chart, family. Get your keys back. Take your power back. We'll definitely be back here next week to talk with you guys. And we will be here live. TikTok, Sound PM. And we will be talking about this. Let's tap in on it. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Come join us.
Please do. Please do. We enjoy it. And until then, family, find your light and then fix your crown, family. Peace.
We were disco.